So I've shampooed my hair. The shampoo that I've used is the Redken Bonding Concentrate. Normally I will swap between this one, and they do have a curl range as well. Anything that is moisturizing is going to benefit your curl. So starting off, I always go in with this is an argan oil treatment. So a nice generous 3 pumps, depending on the thickness of your hair. I have 3 hairs on my head. So I have shampooed it, and I have not used a towel. I've used a microfiber cloth. So your choice of your cleaning microfiber cloth from Woolworths, whichever one's your preference. So we only ever wring it. We never be vigorous on our hair, because that's what creates static in the hair. So squeezing moisture out. So we've put the argan oil in. We may come back and pop a little bit more in after. Now, I have 2 ranges that I use. So I use the Redken shampoo and conditioner. They have a hydrating curl cream, which is this one. It is a 72-hour curl defining cream. It's beautiful. Love. Then they have a refreshing curl mist, which I will use maybe tomorrow if I wake up and my hair's just a little bit flat. So that's not for today, but that is a great product for us curly girls. So I will go in today and use the hydrating curl cream. So same thing, 2 pumps depending on the thickness of your hair. Work it into your hands. Like I said, I do not go through, and I'm not a crazy person with sectioning. We will get to a bit of sectioning in a little bit. So from mid-lengths, you can see what I'm doing. I'm just distributing it through the hair very evenly. My under is curlier than my top, so I need to give my top a little bit more love. So I'm just going in, because everyone's hair, because this top section is exposed to the sun, it cops all the damage in the top section, whether underneath it's got this top layer of hair protecting it. So you'll find that the curl, unless you're super lucky, you'll find your curl underneath is always a little bit easier to maintain. Okay, so we've gone through, we've put the cream in. You will be able to tell when your hair needs more or less. This is a learning curve for everyone. So I don't have a lot of hair. My hair is very, very deceiving. Now, my hair does feel a little bit drier on top. Sometimes I will go in and just pop like a little bit more argan oil, more so just through this top area. So that's all I'm going to do. And all I'm doing is running my fingers. For better of a, I'm going to say it, you're fingering your hair. You're just getting it in from the root, and you're just creating some movement. Okay, that's done. This spray is called, it's Beyond the Zone Noodle Head. I will put everything I'm using. Let the fun begin. 2 clips. We don't need 50,000 sections. So I'll go in from my, my nape, your occipital bone. I take a section. Clip this bit out of the way. You could do this in 3 or 4 sections, depending on the thickness of your hair. So this is how it's looking at the moment. You can see that the curl is wanting to start to get in there. My trusty curly brush, it is off Amazon. It's all you need. What you need is ones that have nice deep grooves, and quite a few. That is what is going to define your curl. The smaller these grooves are to each other, the tighter your curl is going to be. So the bigger separated they are, the bigger that curl is going to be. All right, so 2 sections at the back. Put her in, and we just go around, and you can see that is wanting to take shape in its curl. So a little bit of spray. You can either scrunch like this or grab your microfiber cloth to cause less static in the hair and scrunch. And now we're going to just repeat that. You can see using my curly brush, it's just like compared, like if I just left it like that, that's worlds apart. All right, so again, you'll be able to tell which way your hair wants to be brushed. So mine is, I can see that my S bend is coming this way. So in again, got to get it right to the root, nice and tight. We're stretching it. I know we're taught not to brush hair while it's wet, but here we are. You can see it's wanting to curl. Come in with our spray, couple of spritzes, your cloth again, and scrunch. Maybe scrunch. I know. It's very technical, isn't it, guys? Using woolly's microfiber. Who would have thought? Next section, again, we're going from tops of our ears, to the tail of our eyebrow, coming in over the crown, next section. This one is a little bit wider, so we will probably do 3. Section, clipper away. Depending how you want your curl to fall around your face is how you're going to brush it. If you want the curl to come in on you, we're going to be brushing around. If we want it to sit off us, we're curling it back the way. So we'll get it to not too thick. Same thing again, I'm just going up and out. My curl just does what it's told basically. So up and out, nice and tight, drop. You can see that shape. Bit of spray, don't worry, this doesn't go crunchy. I've dropped my other. Little scratch. Go, and you can see again, like the bottom one, we're starting to sit in our curl. Okay, I'll just do this back section over the crown. Again, up and out, create a bit of root lift. Make sure that's all there. And we're going, bringing it straight up, root lift, up. What I do when I get to here is then I just rest it on the back of my hand, spray it while it's still up, drop it, go in and scrunch the back. So just holding that. The back isn't my business, so we just do the best we can here. Nice and yep. All right, so I can see that is starting to do its thing. There's one there. Next section, same again. I'm pulling mine up and out. So there's quite a bit of tension in the hair. Pull, pull, pull. Same thing again. You can catch it on the back of your hand. A couple of spritzes, that's probably getting more on me than actual hair. And up again, and we scrunch. And you can see while I've been doing this section, these are really starting to coil on themselves because they've been given a bit of help to where they need to sit, and now they're going to start to form and want to sit into each other. And we give that a squeeze. So pulling it up and away from in the root area is creating volume. If I was just to grab the brush and drag it down and do it that way, yes, I'd still get a curl and it will be defined, but I won't have any root lift. Okay. So here, I'm gonna probably do 3 sections. So this here, my fringe will be its own section. Look at that color, she needs a bit of love. All right, brush again. All right, so nice and high at the root, causing tension, pulling, landing, spraying. I know lots of people when they do their curl routine, So each section they layer. So they will go in and they will do their cream the same way that I'm doing this. Then they'll do all their oil first, their cream, and then their spray. They just keep layering, but we're not doing that because we're about to see why. All right, so same thing. You see, I have root lift, next section, side. Pull this one out. Nice and high, lots of root lift. If you have curly hair, we tend to love big hair. So my palm, that was an eyeball. And then sponge. So I stopped using heat in my hair for about 1.5 years. I had really short hair. It was probably, it was here. I had a lot of other like medical issues. So I stopped using heat, trying to get my hair back in some better state and wearing it in its natural curl, and doing this brought it back to life. And then just holding that over the crown. Okay, now the fringe, she's wild. So same thing, I could bring her all forward. You can see I'm really getting into that root. All right, so I can bring her forward as a full fringe and drop her down, and you can see, so where the grooves have sectioned, they're going to be your curls. The other way you can do is use the back of the comb here, the comb brush, and pulling it out. That wasn't. Pulling it out this way, and the same thing. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to section this little bit and pull this one over here. And you can see we've got lots of height. Spray. And then this one, come under and over-exaggerate it up and out. So it will still sit slightly on my face, but the majority of it is sitting back. Okay, beautiful. Literally a noodle head. My little boy tells me it looks like my 2-minute noodle hair. So when I do this at home. Alright, that's it. Now you can go back in, give it a little bit of a scrunch. You can see all those curls are fairly defined, especially these underneath ones that have had longer to take shape. And so brush, Amazon, Woolies. I'm sure you've got clips. I only use one. If you've got more hair, I will put the products in the thingy down there. Diffusing. We want not a lot of air. So we're going to drop the fan down. So I'm going to let it get to there. So it feels like it's going to take forever. Temperature is up. We do not want to be blowing too much air into the hair, because that is where the curl will split. And then So same thing again, if you don't want to touch it, but you want to still go in and give it a little bit of a scrunch, you can just grab your microfiber cloth while you're doing it to create less static in the hair. Again, if you want to flip it over, which I will in a minute, I'll flip it over to get lots of root, but tipping your head to the side, getting it in to dry that root area, not holding it there for too long to over dry one section to the next section. We want to evenly distribute it. I just realised that there is a really bright red light in the hair dryer. I don't know if that's picking it up. That freaked me out. And the other thing I will do is if I feel like I've held the diffuser in one spot for too long and over dried a part before another part is dry, I will just either go in with the refreshing this one that I'll use tomorrow if my curl needs a bit of loving, or I'll just give another spritz of this. Just to dampen it back down to allow me to go back and give it a little scrunch to get the bend to sit the way I want it to sit. And the spray doesn't make it hard, so don't be scared. It is like a sea salt spray, and if there is any sections where we've been a little bit heavy-handed, we're going to clap it out at the ends. And I'll show you what I mean by clapping it out. So just going through each section, spreading the love through the hair. So that is a huge difference to that fluffy, probably didn't even look like I was going to get this much curl when I started. that's pretty much almost dry. So it's up to you, your preference, if you're going to 100% dry it, or you're happy to leave it at like that 90% dry to just let it do its thing in that last part. I'm going to keep drying just because I'm going to show you how to clap it. Another trick is if you don't feel like you've got a lot of root lift, we can go in and pop clips in at the root where we've got our, pop it in and dry like that. Then that just creates a little bit more height, and you take it out and you can see that that has lifted that up. So, and again, we could leave it and let it dry. Out, I don't need that. Alright, so that's pretty much 100% dry. Really didn't take very long at all. So I've been blow drying, since we've been doing the renovations, I actually haven't scrunched my hair. So I have been blow drying it and just pulling it up, or shampooing it and not doing anything to it and just pulling it up. So my curl is pretty good considering that, but the more I do it, the curlier. Like all my hair will go into these little bad boys once it remembers that, like, oh, she's not going to straighten us. The curl comes back. So I'm going in just with a little bit of oil, not that I have any hard spots. And this is all we need to do, is if we do find that we have any hard spots or we feel like it just looks, the oil will add shine, so we can scrunch it in just to give it a bit of something. And so the clap is just like this. And all that does is break the seal on any product that we've gone a bit too heavy-handed with. You're literally just clapping. And then give it a shake out, push it into however you want it to be. If I was going out, I might put a little bit of powder in the root area, but I've just shampooed it, so I'm not going to do that. I might do that tomorrow. And we just piece it out and clip it however we want to wear it. And I hope that gave you guys a little bit of help in the curly girl area. Then tomorrow, if I wake up and I find that some parts are a little bit flat, the refreshing spray, I'll just go in, spritz it on that section, and just gently give her a bit of love. But yeah, that's it. I could finish with some hairspray again if I was going out and I just wanted it to stay in a certain position, but my hair will stay like this for a good few days until I need to refresh it. But I generally get a week out of my curls. So another thing that we could do is we could go through and break these coils. They don't bother me. I'm just going to leave them there. Yeah, and then if I wanted,